Hello, everyone. This is Danny Living the Dream. Today, I would like to talk about something that I think that we do and we don't think about it, but a lot of guys really set their guys up to fail when they're in the apartment industry. You know, let's take a manager in a lot of cases, a new manager. She came in, she knows how to lease apartments, you trained her, so she can lease it, and then she gets promoted to assistant manager, and most times they're going to deal with the financial side of it, and then they become a manager. Well, there's so much more to that property, into that job, than that. I see all the time where a maintenance guy will promote his, well, let's just start on the side where normal position groundskeepers where you would start at, or porter, and you should be shown how to do your job and explain to why you do your job on certain things, and you get good at your job, then you get promoted to a make ready person. Make ready person goes in and they make ready apartments so that people can move into them. And as a good maintenance supervisor, you know I always try to spend 2 or 3 days with them to get them to where they really knew what was going on, showed them the quickest ways of doing things. And then when you become an assistant, and this is where I'm different, and I believe where we set our guys up to fail is all of a sudden our assistants become the ticket runners, and that is their job. If they're not doing that, then they might be doing some make readies or something, but they become the ticket runners. And so, what's the maintenance supervisor really doing? Well, he's got a lot of stuff going on that nobody else really realizes. And so when I was on site, I always trained my guys, but like my assistant, he was not the ticket runner. I was the ticket runner. I knew how to fix the stuff. I knew how to make sure that it was right. As an assistant, you should be learning that as well. And even as a make ready, you're learning how to repair stuff. But a lot of guys that I know, they'll play one week they're the supervisor, one week the other guy's the supervisor. And when I say they play, that is like I always ran my tickets because I knew that when they were done, they were done. My tenant was going to be happy, and it was done right. And to me, that's the most important part, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that pay our checks. If it wasn't for our tenants, then we wouldn't have jobs. And then I wanted my assistant to do a lot of this stuff, like the preventative maintenance. We did it every month. The scheduling the make ready process. If you're fortunate enough to be able to contract out your paints, then your paint contracts, scheduling all of that, scheduling the make ready process, making sure that everything is done, walking the units, making sure the units looks good. He's also going to be responsible for, like, when there's fire inspections, he can help assist with a lot of that, as far as, like, I want him to be there because I want him to learn those things. When the irrigation company is out and they're finding leaks or whatever, I want him to be a part of that. Or if you have a large RTU or a boiler or pumps, whatever the system is that you have, I already know how to do it. So what good does it do for me being there? But at the same time, what good does it do for him being there? For him being there, it's a massive opportunity for him to learn. And like I said, nowadays I see it where they're automatically the ticket runners, and with them being the ticket runners, how are they learning this stuff? So whenever they get promoted, how do they know how to look and do a 30-day forecast to figure out how many make readies have got to be done by a certain time, get all the parts ordered, get all the PM scheduled, to make sure that your porters know what they got to do, your housekeepers know what they got to do. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, and it's easy for them to not know that stuff. So for me, maybe once a month, let them play that supervisor's role. And the other thing that does is that shows them that you're doing more than just sitting there behind a computer. You're actually out there doing work as well. And so it really changes the way that they look at things, because when they see what all you got to do on top of running your tickets and making your property look good and following up behind everybody, and your vendors included, it's like it really does show them a whole different aspect of this industry. So I'm really trying to grow this channel. Please like, share, subscribe. I could really use y'all's help. Any of that helps. I'm trying to get it out there to the newer generation that's coming up, so that they can be more prepared. They don't have to learn the hard way, like a lot of us older guys in the business had to learn. Thank you very much.